Hey guys, this is MagolorRee. What am I doing in this video? Well, let me explain. The Miitopia lore in our Let's Play is actually separate from the lore in actual Miitopia. Why? Different reasons and lore regarding some of our characters. This episode, I will explain the lore for the escape in Karkaton. When Oi, Ivan, and Gale were dropped off to the cage, Dark Lord King Jade didn't notice what Elliot was scratching on the ground. He thought Elliot was attempting to dig, but couldn't. As he went away to focus on stealing more souls, Elliot discussed with the others a plan to escape. We need to find a way back to Max. They thought of a plan. Wolfgang, Osborne, and Gale can gather each other's magic and explode the bars open. And that's what they did. They ran through the halls of the Dark Lord's castle. What they don't realize is the Dark Lord came back. Only 6 managed to escape the castle, leaving Rodimus, Wolfgang, and Gale caught up in the dust. You okay? As Wolfgang helps Rodimus off the ground. Rhodey had tripped over a rock and that's why they stopped. Yeah, I'm fine. Gale then noticed a door at the front entrance. It's completely shut. Damn it, he knows we're here.
Who's here?
A voice rumbles in the air. Wolfgang then raised his arm to protect Rodimus as Gale quickly turned around. It was the Dark Lord King Jade. Rodimus scanned the room carefully, trying to think of a way to get out of the castle. Gale then confronts him. You're not going to get in our way.
Whose way, you insignificant soul?
Both Gale and King Jade's hands were clasped together as they tried to push each other down. King Jade pushed Gale back as he noticed his hands were getting gray. He then grabs Gale's shoulder and throws him into the wall. Gale couldn't even get back up. At this time, it was too late and King Jade took a hold of his soul, leaving a monotone husk behind. Wolfgang throws a bottle of acid to dissolve the door, grabbing Rodimus' hand as they jump through the hole. King Jade then grabs Wolfgang and takes his soul instantly. He then grabs Rodimus, who is terrified. He set Wolfgang next to where Gale lays.
Take one last look of your dear friends. Smile, my dear. You'll be my knight in shining armor.
Just like that, Rodimus' soul was snatched away from her. As for King Jade, he summoned some reinforcements to take care of their bodies and souls, and also managed to fix that hole in his doorway. The souls he took were then used for his own reinforcements. Only these 3 could cause an actual threat to Mags and her team. In the middle of Karkaton, the 6 that escaped the castle are running for their lives. But something stopped half of the team. Boulders blocking their path as they were cut off from Zero Neko, Osborne, and Oi. Are you okay over there? Says Zero. Yeah, we're fine. Just keep going. We'll find a way out, yelled Ellie. Zero Neko, Osborne, and Oi kept moving until they reached the end of the caverns. As Ivan and Danny tried to move the boulder out of the way, Ellie saw someone approaching. Her eyes lit up like fire as soon as she saw King Jade slowly approaching her.
You think you're going somewhere, my dear?
He boomed. Ivan and Danny stopped as soon as they saw Ellie in King Jade's grasp. Ellie jumps on him and tries to scratch him with her claws. However, King Jade is holding her wrist tight. Ellie's skin quickly turned gray as her soul was taken away from her. King Jade then holds her up like a fresh kill, with her soul in his other hand. Oh god, Ellie! Ivan whimpered. Danny and Ivan then backed up until they realized the boulder was still in their way. King Jade grinned.
You two have nowhere to go. Accept your fate!
He pulls both Ivan and Danny's souls out of their bodies. They lay against the boulder, lifelessly. The king then had a devious idea, turning the 3 into one giant monster. A monster so powerful it came from the deepest pits of hell. Oi is flying with Osborne and Zero Neko, but then halts. He lands on the molten ground, tired and out of breath. We've been running for so long, Oi says. Osborne looks defeated. What is Max even going to do? we lost 2/3 of our group. Well, what she's done in the past, Ozzy, Zero says. What's even the point? Ivan and Gale are gone, so are Rhodey, Wolfgang, Danny, and more importantly, Ellie. You're right. But before we know it, she'll be here to rescue them and us. We need to find a place to rest in the meantime. You want to set up camp here? Oi points at an abandoned cave with signs of light coming from it. Zero, Neko, and Osborne look at the cave and set up camp with what materials they can find. However, when they were setting up a fire, it snuffed quickly. Osborne then sighs. Come on, this has to work. The three of them then see the Dark Lord looming over them, and their souls were taken in a flash. Their bodies lay gray and lifelessly in the half-finished camp. King Jade was satisfied as he took all three souls and scattered them around Karkaton Ascent. As he flew back to his castle, there was someone who took notice. Lady Light. She saw the unfinished campground and carried Zero, Neko, Osborne, and Oi to an abandoned mineshaft. She laid them in a safe place in the cave, only lit by a lantern. She then saw the sign above the cave. The wooden sign had something boarded over it, calling it Purgatory. She removed the board and the sign underneath it says Haven's Hollow. From what she gathered, it's the beginning of a mineshaft, but the miners ran out as soon as the ground was covered by lava, so they didn't get very far. She then decided it would be unwise to leave the three of them here alone, so she stayed in the cave until MagolorRee's arrival.